concert.
Oh, did you have nice weather?
Oh, it was hot. It was really hot, hotter than usual, but it was lovely. We only got rain one day. Other than that, it was lovely.
Nice a lot.
No, Ken's not coming in.
No, yeah, it was one evening.
Okay, could I have everyone's
To the
just loud
concert,
enough?
which they had all
Seems
these things
very low.
inside that you
Very low.
Evening.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. All right, better?
Good.
Yeah.
All right, can everyone hear well enough? Great. So it's a minute or two past 6, so I think we'll get started. We have close to 50 speakers signed up tonight, so we'll try and get.
Can't hear back there.
We have close to 50 speakers signed up tonight, so we'll try and get things going so we can all get home in a decent hour. So my name is Jim Kavanaugh. I'm the chair of the CAC Community Advisory Committee for the Empire application. This is the second of 2 public hearings that this committee is holding. And let me introduce the other committee members. We have Frank Jarris, who was appointed by Assemblyman Nader Sage. We have Larry Wilson, who was appointed by Senator Andrea Stewart Cousins. We have Maria Fernandez, who was appointed by Governor Kathy Hochul. We have Joe Apicella, who was appointed by County Executive Ken Jenkins. And under the law, those 5 public officials appoint representatives to the CAC. So this CAC has been reviewing the application, and our job is to either approve it or disapprove it. If we approve it, then it goes to the next step, which would be the Gaming Commission citing board. So if we don't approve it, that ends the application. If we do approve it, it moves to the next step. There are 3 commercial gaming licenses, full casino licenses available. There are 8 applicants. This committee will be meeting next Thursday at 10 o'clock, which is the 25th of the month, in the Riverfront Library at 10 a.m. And at that point, we anticipate taking a vote on the application because under the timetable set by the state, we have to take a vote by September 30th. So that date's coming up pretty quickly. So we'll be meeting next Thursday, the 25th, in the Riverfront Library. Now, that meeting is open to the public, but there's no public participation. Tonight is the chance for public participation. So that meeting will be live streamed if you want to pay attention to it. It is open to the public, but it's a kind of a small room, and we're not going to be letting the public speak. So you might, if you have an interest, you might be better just watching the live stream. So for tonight's hearing, here's the rules. This is a chance for you, the public, to speak to us. It's not an opportunity to ask us questions or ask MGM questions. It's just your night to tell us what you want us to know about this application. We ask that everyone who wants to speak sign up at the table outside. If partway through the meeting you haven't signed up and you decide you want to speak, we ask that you go back there and sign up at the table because we want everyone to identify themselves if they intend to speak. You get 3 minutes to speak, and we would ask that everyone adhere to that time limit because, as I say, we have almost 50 speakers signed up, and I anticipate there'll be a couple more as the night goes on. And tonight's meeting is live streamed, and it will be recorded. So if you want to go back and watch it, or you have someone who's interested in the process and they want to know what happened, you can go to the website of the Gaming Commission and you can watch it. And it'll be on there until this process ends. We do ask that everyone who speaks be polite and that you be polite not just when you're speaking, but be polite to the other speakers. Again, you have 3 minutes. Noreen Siddiqui, who is the consultant to the committee, will be calling the speakers by name, I believe. So when you hear your name, come up. The first speaker will be our mayor, who, and I do see a couple of elected officials here tonight. If elected officials do want to speak, we're extending the courtesy to speak first. So we will declare the hearing open, and the first speaker is Mayor Mike Spano. The floor is yours, Mayor.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'll try to be very, very quick because, as you know, this is my opportunity to appear and express my support for a casino gaming license for MGM at Empire City. Many years ago, when I represented Yonkers in the state assembly, actually back in 1997, we passed, we actually started a movement to pass a casino law in New York State. And then, of course, as you know, the happenings of 9/11, and then we did pass a casino law, and that allowed for Yonkers Raceway and other racetracks across the state to have this casino. And here we are now with this casino. We're at a crossroads. The casino currently, just to give you some quick numbers, contributes about $300 million a year to help offset the cost of education all across New York State. We get about $20 million a year in direct aid to our local schools. And of course, we get property taxes and sales taxes and the revenues that come from the income taxes that are generated out of the facility. There's more than 700 jobs for people in this region. A third of them come from the city of Yonkers. And we're here again because we're going to have an opportunity to maybe look at this one more time, where if we get a full license, we could see the additional 2,000 jobs. We can see an additional millions of dollars in terms of AIDS education for the state, AIDS education for the city of Yonkers, and of course, what could be a very great opportunity for the people of our city. We all know that if we don't get this license, that Yonkers couldn't possibly compete with the other casinos as just a casino, in which case then if we don't get this license, our track would probably close. And that would leave us with 100 acres for which I'm certain that development would happen. The problem is we just don't know what that development would be. But we do know that as a casino, this development provides tremendous amount of jobs, tremendous amount of revenues, and great opportunities for the people of our city. So we recognize that full gaming will have impacts on the surrounding communities. So that's why we've been working with MGM to address those impacts. More than $40 million will be spent to improve more than 20 nearby intersections, to provide landscaping and to provide additional security, additional police officers. These are the things that we're working on in the community benefits package that we've agreed to. The community benefits agreement will provide, again, $10 million for a brand new, actually, I shouldn't say brand new public library, but a new library that we will take an old building and actually refurbish it. $2 million in additional, like I said before, additional policing, and hundreds of thousands of dollars for not-for-profits like our Boys and Girls Clubs and some of the park work that needs to be done. Casino license, like I said, will be 2,000 more permanent jobs, and these are jobs that are middle-class jobs. They're six-figure jobs, with MGM paying on average the highest of any casino in America. The city expects to receive $35 million a year in direct tax payments. And that, again, we'll see an increase in property tax revenues, sales tax revenues, income tax revenues. And that number could grow to about $55 million a year. That is great because every additional dollar we can get out of the casino, it's one less dollar that your mayor and your council has to go back to the local property taxpayers and ask for. If we don't get this casino, we all know that none of this happens. And that's why we want to make sure that this does happen, that we put our best foot forward, because at the end of the day, we want to show you that, one, we're united, we're supportive. Two, we want to get the benefits that will go with this casino. Three, we want to make sure that this casino comes, that we have speed to market. We have the ability to basically move this process along lightning fast, faster than any other site in the lower state area. So whatever it becomes, like I said, of this casino, we know what it is. We know what it means to our community. We know that this is a over 100-year-old Empire City racetrack that is now going to morph into what it could be, a casino, and could be a true destination for entertainment dollars to be spent here in Yonkers. And if they're spending their entertainment dollars at the racetrack, that means they're going to Central Avenue. It means they're going to our restaurants. It means they're getting jobs and they're buying homes in our communities, obviously contributing to the fabric of Yonkers and making us a great city to live, work, and play. Thank you to the committee for all that you do. Thank you to our residents for being a part of this process. I realize it's a tough process. I realize it's a little bit back and forth and it can be tough, but at the end of the day, I think we can all agree that we're trying to do what's best for the residents of our city of Yonkers. So thank you, and thanks for coming here today. Your voices need to be heard, and they're being heard by this committee again tonight. Good seeing you all.
Thank you, Mayor. So, as I said at the beginning, if elected officials do want to speak, we'll move you up to the front. I do see our council president, Lakeisha Collins Bellamy here. I think I see legislator David Tubiello. I see legislator James Nolan, and I see Councilman Mike Breen. So if any of you did want to make a statement, feel free to come up now. If you're just here to listen, then listen. Okay, so I'll turn that over to Narain, who will call speakers in the order that you signed up.
All right. Thank you, Jim. With that, can I please have speakers 1 to 5 line up by the mic, please? And I'll call you up to the mic by name then. Okay, speaker 1, Lawrence.
Thank you. Good evening. Mr. Chairman, honorable council members, my name is Lawrence Gottlieb, and I serve as managing director of the Robert Martin Company, a leading real estate development and management firm that has proudly called Westchester home for nearly 70 years. Our company has been a driving force in the Yonkers economy, where we developed and continue to manage the South Westchester Executive Park, just 6 miles from this hearing. I bring several perspectives to this discussion as the former Director of Economic Development for Westchester County, as the former President and CEO of Hudson Valley Economic Development, as a current executive with Robert Martin Company, and as a proud graduate of the Yonkers Public School System. From my time leading Westchester's economic development efforts, I can attest to the vital role Empire City plays as an anchor institution. The facility generates more than $300 million annually in tax revenue, stabilizing budgets at the city, county, and state level. As a regional economic development leader, I know a full gaming license would be transformative. It would expand tourism, generate additional tax revenues, bring much needed infrastructure investment to New York's second largest city, and create 2,000 new permanent jobs at a critical time for our economy. In my current role, I represent thousands of employees, contractors, and vendors connected to the companies we serve. A full gaming license will create significant long-term opportunities, not only for these individuals, but also for the many small businesses that depend on a strong Yonkers economy. Finally, as a Yonkers native and graduate of PS 26, Walt Whitman Junior High, and Roosevelt High School, I know firsthand the financial challenges our school system faced in the 1970s and 1980s. Since then, the Yonkers schools remain challenged with multi-million-dollar deficits. So the expanded tax revenues generated by a fully licensed Empire City by MGM Resorts would help put the city's school system on firmer financial footing. In today's complex job market, we must provide students with the educational and vocational opportunities that simply did not exist when I was a student, or we will face the dire consequences of this decision for decades to come. For all these reasons, I strongly support granting a full gaming license to Empire City by MGM Resorts. No single action could deliver a faster, more dramatic, and longer-lasting economic impact for Yonkers, Westchester County, and New York State. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, quick break. I believe official John Rubo is here and would like to speak. Okay, sure. Speaker number 2, Walter. Oh, all right. Sorry.
Exercise.
That was fine.
Yes, you do know where I live. Yes. Thank you. And I'm sorry, we had a city council meeting and we were a little late, but I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. And as this whole process begins to come to a close, I want to reassure the community. I mean, we've worked tirelessly as a city with both our community leaders will deliver thousands of new jobs. It'll deliver millions, tens of millions of dollars of revenue to not only our schools, but to our city as a whole. And it'll provide infrastructure improvements that we know MGM will pay for as part of this expansion, infrastructure improvements that our community is in dire need of. And I want to thank Mayor Spano for really leading us as a city through this process. He's given the community a seat at the table. I had an opportunity to be very involved in the community benefits agreement. And I want to thank the mayor for that opportunity, because I really do believe the addition of and preserving Lincoln Park Synagogue as a community center, as a place where we can still go and use it as what will soon be a new public library, as well as many other things, as I'm sure will be listed and continue to be listed. But the city, MGM, and the community, they spoke. And I do believe that many of the concerns, whether it's traffic or flooding or police presence, are being addressed. And there's a commitment from the city to continue to monitor these things as MGM is built and rolled out. And I do hope that this board will support this project. And ultimately, I do hope that the state of New York will approve a license here on this site. And for as long as I'm there on the city council and involved in city government, know that I have the best interest of this community involved. I had to park at my house and walk here. So that's how close I am in this community, and it means a lot to me. So I am here to protect the quality of life of this community, and that's my vow. And I do believe this project will bring great paying jobs to the community and much needed improvements in infrastructure. So again, I apologize to the community for being a little bit late from running from City Hall, but thank you again for coming out and voicing your concerns and your opinion on this very important topic. Thank you.
Okay, speaker number 2, Walter. If you can please state your name and address as well.
Yeah, my name is Walter Beck. I'm a Yonkers resident. I reside at 717 Tucker Hall Road, Yonkers, New York. I'd like to say I fully support the Empire City Casino project. I'm also an employee there, and I'm afraid that maybe if they don't get this license, I may be in jeopardy of losing my job. So I fully support this. Thank you.
Thank you. Speaker 3, John M.
Good evening, committee. Thank you for giving us your time tonight. My name is John Myhall. I live in Yonkers. I'm a lifelong resident of Yonkers. I love Yonkers. I fully support the Empire City Casino project. Thank you so much.
Speaker 4, Adelaide Sharney Harris.
Hi, thank you so much for me being able to take the time. Adelaide Sharney Harris. I live in Yonkers. As I said at the prior hearing, I'm 74 years old, soon to be 75. I've lived in Yonkers most of my life. My background basically was from the television industry. I did guest liaison for the Fox News Channel, for ABC, for the Hearst Corporation, and other situations. I've lived in Yonkers all my life. I remember when it was Yonkers Raceway when I was a little girl. Then it became the county fair was there, and there was a lot of problems with that. Then it became There was a Sunday flea market. Now that it's been the casino, the buses, it's a nightmare. Most of the people that are going there are seniors. Some of them can hardly walk. They're in walkers, but they're into that casino and the buses are packed. It is a living nightmare. Also, the people that go there, most of them don't have the money to go there. Then they go on the other side when they're leaving and they have no money to pay on the buses. And the bus situation is already a nightmare with half the kids. Nobody's paying on the buses. With the casino expanding, it's going to create more congestion, more people coming out. People who can afford it cannot afford it. And as I mentioned before, the only good thing about there is that the lottery office is there. Other than that, it's a nightmare. It's a living nightmare.
to participate in an MGM's management development program. Through the 6-month program, I had the opportunity to transition into a new department, learn its full layout, and step into a manager role there. In addition, I'm proud to serve on the MGM's Corporate Responsibility Council, where I work alongside colleagues to strengthen our company's impact in the community. Through this role, I've seen how deeply MGM is invested in being a responsible corporate partner, ensuring that our neighborhood we serve. When MGM Resorts took over, it brought with it a promise of growth, expanded opportunities, and a vision for what Empire City could become with a Class 3 license. That promise is not only exciting for me personally, as I continue to build my career here, it's also deeply important for our entire community. A Class 3 license will mean more than just new games on the floor. It means more jobs for our neighbors, expanded benefits and opportunities for employees, and economic growth for the Yonkers community and beyond. Empire City has already been a vital employer and partner here. And with a Class 3 license, we can unlock even greater potential for our team members, our guests, and the local businesses that benefit from our success. I stand here today not just as a manager, but also as someone who has dedicated nearly 2 decades to their property. I've seen firsthand how Empire City has created careers, and now it has invested in our community. With a Class 3 license, that impact will grow even stronger. I hope you will consider what this license means, not only for MGM Resorts and Empire City Casino, but for all of us who live and work here. Thank you.
Speaker 7, Ornella. I apologize for any mispronunciations.
No, you pronounced it correctly. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Ornella Doda, and I am proud resident of Yonkers for over 17 years and current employee at MGM Resorts International. I immigrated to this city from Europe when I was very young, and like many others at the age of 21, I was simply looking for a job. That's when I applied to Empire City. What I found was not just a job, but a career. I started at an entry level position, but very quickly I was promoted to a supervisor, then a manager. This kind of growth wouldn't have been possible without a company and leaders that truly see the potential on its people. MGM Resorts recognize and support their employees, offering real opportunities to grow, advance, and succeed. Now, my husband and I, raising a family here in Yonkers, I can say with confidence that MGM support is beyond not just as a workplace. They are committed to the well-being of their employees and to the success of the community we live in. As a resident of Yonkers, MGM has been a strong community partner. Whether it's creating jobs, supporting local businesses, or contributing through its budget to the Yonkers economy, this company has consistently shown its dedication to our city and known that will continue. I look forward to building our future right here in Yonkers with my family and MGM by our side. Thank you.
Speaker 8, Amrish.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Amber Soni, and I'm proudly called Ampa Yonkers for my home for the last 10 years. This city isn't where just I live, where I grown, I worked, and where I built my last relationship. So I'm standing here today to speaking about the project. This directly touched to our community and feel deeply personal. This inner city just isn't another development, a symbol of the progress for the Yonkers. It means job, a renewed sense of pride for our community. It means opportunity for me, and it means hope. Hope the city continues to see invested and uplifted. When I first joined MGM, I didn't know where my journey would be take, but I quickly realized that wasn't just a job; it was my career path. MGM has opened the door I didn't know even exist, for the training program to the mentorship. I have had chance to grow personally, professionally in the way I have truly changed my life, and I have seen the same happen to my colleague, many of whom is also Yonkers resident. But what really set MGM apart is how it show up for the community, whether it's hosting the food drives, supporting the local school, organizing the voluntary events, and MGM doesn't operate here, it just contributes here. And the matter, it tells that we are not just location on the map, but we are community worth investing. So today, I stand here not just for as an employee, but as a neighbor, as a friend, and a proud Yonkers resident. And I'm excited what this project brings, and I'm grateful to be part of the company and sees the value in the people, in the place, and the purpose. Thank you.
Speaker 9, Adil.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Adil Hassan, and I have been proud to call Yonkers home since 2008. I started working on this property back in 2007, and in a lot of ways, I grew up. I grew up here. This job has given me a chance to build a career, raise my family, and put down roots in this city. I'm a father of 3, and my wife has been able to stay home with kids because of the stability and responsibility this job has provided us with. When I came here, I never expected how far I could go. I've been promoted 4 times, and every step forward has been proof that hard work gets recognized here. Since MGM took over, I've seen an even bigger commitment to investing in employees, more training, more opportunities, and more chances for growth. It's not just my story, though. I watched teammates who started out as an entry-level job go on to build careers, buy homes, and support their families right here in Yonkers. That's why a full casino license matters. It would mean more job, stronger wages, and better future, not just for us working here now, but the next generation coming up. And the benefits don't stop with employees. A full casino will bring more visitors, more business, and more revenue. Revenue that helps our schools, support our local businesses, and strengthen our community as a whole. Yonkers is a hardworking city, and this is the kind of opportunity that can really move us forward. Tonight, I'm not just speaking as an employee, I'm speaking as a father, a neighbor, and someone who cares deeply about the city. I fully support MGM Resorts getting a full casino license because I've lived the impact this company has on families, and I know what it can do to our community's future. Thank you, everyone, and have a great evening.
Can I please get speakers 11 to 15 to line up, please? Speaker 10, Nuno.
Hello.
I'm Noon Aurelio. I'm a resident of Yonkers for the last 6 years. I've been an employee at Empire City for the last 15 years. Um, just want to speak that it's vital that we get this license. Just like all my peers said before me, job opportunity. Excited about see where we expand, becoming a world-class casino. Uh, Revenue. I'm really excited about that, and especially being a Yonkers resident to see what is at play with a world-class casino here. It'll be a game changer. So I fully support MGM Resorts getting this license for the community and for the tri-state area.
Speaker 11, Jim.
Good evening, members of the committee. Um, My name is Jim Kennedy. I've been a resident of Yonkers for almost 40 years. As a member of this neighborhood, I'm speaking before this advisory committee in support of MGM's application for a full gaming license here in our community. I came up here to move about 40 years ago to go to college and attended Manhattan University's engineering school, completed my degree there, and then I decided to stay in this community. I've been a tax-paying homeowner for the last 32 years. My child walked off this stage as a graduate here at YMA 6 years ago, the class of 2019. And I've also been an employee at Empire City Casino for the last 13 years on their IT team. It's all been a blessing. I'm ever so grateful for it all. We residents of this neighborhood have been concerned for decades regarding Yonkers Raceway, MGM's property, what would happen in the future, and here we stand at a unique period of history in Yonkers, where a Fortune 500 company is banging down the door to establish a full gaming casino, investing in a multi-billion-dollar project. That's B with a, billion with a B, and it's a property that we were once concerned would be parceled up, and God knows what would happen at them. Empire City has taken a vested interest in our community since I began my career with them, and has continued to be a vibrant community partner in philanthropic and community activities over the years. They've been involved with our St. Patrick's Day Parade on McLean Avenue, the McLean Avenue Merchants Association, and I'm sure everyone's familiar with the Ice Bucket Challenge and Pat Quinn's legacy. That's we do every year at Empire City Casino. We see the headlines today of companies pulling back funding and reducing spending. This massive investment that we see with full completion sometime in the near future will bring more good-paying union jobs to our city, property improvements to the neighborhood that the community has been seeking for years, including increased headcount to the second precinct and a multi-billion-dollar partner who invests in our community and is looking forward to significantly increase that investment right here in our neighborhood, 10704. Thank you for your time.
Speaker 12, Jesse B.
Good evening. My name is Jesse Burke. I'm coming here as a resident of Yonkers and also a New York City iron worker out of Iron Workers Local 40. The MGM Empire Casino project will bring massive amounts of public funding, create thousands of temporary union construction jobs for the next X amount of months that it actually goes up. Not only that, but create upwards to around 2,000 permanent union jobs, offering full-time compensation averaging around $150,000 a year annually. In today's economy, that's a number we can't really laugh at. The economic growth is there. The people in the city need it. The casino is committed to hiring locally, with many employees staying long-term and advancing through their careers. As we've heard from other speakers, the hiring of local workers has a ripple effect. They're hiring workers locally in Yonkers. They're spending the money in Yonkers, and the money's staying in Yonkers' economy. I think it's all around a good thing for us. Change isn't always a painless process, right? Growth isn't always a painless process. People are going to be affected, but the end result for the economy, the people of Yonkers and the people around us, that live here, spend here, raise our families here, I think it could do a lot of good. So that's why I'm here in support of the MGM Casino project. Thank you for your time.
Speaker 13, Nick.
Good evening, committee members. My name is Nick Rosa. I live just across McLean Avenue in the Bronx, 238th and Katona. I'm here to speak in favor of this gaming license. As you heard, there's huge economic benefit for the city, huge economic benefit for the residents, and it's going to bring a lot of jobs. 10,000 construction jobs estimated, 2,000 permanent union jobs estimated. I'm here with about a dozen of my union ironworker brothers right here. These are the people that are going to build this casino. These are your neighbors. These are your family members. This is how we raise wages. Good paying union jobs. I just want to leave everybody with this. A rising tide lifts all ships. Thank you very much.
Speaker 14, Armando M.
How you doing? My name is Armando Moreno, lifelong resident of Yonkers for 48 years. I'm a father of 3 and married to a Yonkers public school teacher. I also want to say that I fully support the MGM casino. I think the casino's success and tax revenue is vital for the city of Yonkers to continue to grow into an even greater city. It is also important to the Yonkers public schools and its taxpayers. It will create thousands of union construction jobs, and it will bring so many jobs for residents of Yonkers who so desperately need it. This opportunity doesn't come along that often, and I think we have to take it now before we lose our chance. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I please have speakers 16 to 20 line up? And speaker 15, John.
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity. I have been a 33-year resident of Yonkers. I, on a limited basis, do actually support the project. I would love to have a poker room in my backyard. However, at the cost of the quality of life, it makes me apprehensive. I fear that there's going to be traffic issues and crime issues and pollution issues that have not been addressed in the community agreement, and also things that were not addressed when they did the environmental issues and all that kind of stuff. I hear about, excuse me, I hear about all the positives, but there are certain negatives that I think still need to be addressed, even at this late time and date. Thank you.
Speaker 16, Richard. I apologize. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, committee. Richard McSpadden, I live in Pleasantville, Westchester County resident. I happen to be a local 3 business representative. I represent tens of thousands of electricians. I'm a vice president on the central labor body of Westchester Putnam, where we represent over 100,000 members and their families, both in the private and public sector. I'm also a delegate to the building trades and a member of the Yonkers Chamber of Commerce. Now, all these bodies are in agreement of unanimous, almost unanimous support of this project for many of the reasons you've heard before. But what comes up in a lot of these meetings when we discuss this with our members, and one of their main concerns is if we don't get this, the loss of opportunity for the jobs and careers is one thing, but all our residents, our Yonkers residents, have real concerns. If the revenue doesn't come from here, they know it's going to come from them, and they're not going to be happy about that, and they have real concerns about that. And what happens to the property if this doesn't go forward? You know, with like a lot of my brothers and sisters in construction trades, there's a cycle. A lot of times you're unemployed. I was fortunate enough when I was unemployed to get a job at the track to help put food on the table for my family. I was able to be a valet attendant, and that economic engine, I'm living proof of how it could help a family get through the hard times. Now, what was said, I think one guy said it, was these are good middle-class jobs. And the reason they're good middle-class jobs is because they're union jobs. They're good union jobs with a good salary, benefits, annuities, pension plans, which give people a nice, stable, secure lifestyle. And I think that's what the city needs. And if you have the opportunity to deliver that, I think you're obligated to, and to look at it a very hard way. I'll close with this. You were all nominated or appointed by elected officials. I represent labor, and we're watching. And our expectations are a unanimous vote next Thursday. Please go back to your elected officials and let them know that we're watching and paying attention. Thank you very much. Have a great night.
Speaker 17, James.
My name's James McSpadden. I live in Yonkers pretty much all my life. I've been here 35 years. I live at 363 Marlboro Road in the Bryn section. I'm a proud resident, raised my family, they went to schools. My wife works in the schools. I'm 100% in favor of this project. I think the benefits of taxes, the money going to the schools and the jobs, and having a world-class act of MGM is going to be a great thing for Yonkers, and I fully support it. Thank you.
Speaker 18, Thomas.
My name is Tom Martin. I live on Kimball Terrace, which is the street right behind the parking lot of the casino slash racetrack. Reason why I say that, because there are a lot of people in this room that aren't from this neighborhood. They're from Yonkers, not from this neighborhood. There were people in here that are not even from the city of Yonkers. So you might not be really able to understand how we feel in this community. The iron worker there, I appreciate you. I'm a union man, been paying union dues since 1974. But the residents are not making money on that. Our property value is going to go down about 15%. Now, I spoke at most of these meetings, or a lot of these meetings, and I was supportive of it. And I thought, it's great for Yonkers. It's going to be a burden on me. The resources are going to be slowed down. Police response is going to be bad. But I figure it's good for Yonkers. It's good for me. Union mentality. It's good for everybody. But what's gone on in the last few weeks, I am totally against it. I think Mike Spano's done a great job in Yonkers, but I think he's shortchanged this neighborhood. The community benefits package, I like the idea that they're spending money fixing up the front of the storefronts on Yonkers Avenue and trying to beautify it. I believe from Bronx River Road to Sawmill, there's probably 20, 25 empty stores. Hopefully, if we fix it up, beautify it, those stores are going to open up and there'll be more businesses. And those are local business. That's not, a supermarket. That's not a Target. That's just little mom and pop shops, which keeps this community going. That's what makes this community so great. I don't think Yonkers problems should become Empire City's problems. It's my personal view, but Empire City should not be, or MGM should not be fixing our infrastructure. Our tax dollars should be doing that. Traffic is a big issue, so is the flooding. From my opinion, I think MGM is doing what they can to remedy those two things. The flooding, they have water retention systems. They have things moving out into the Yonkers system very slowly. The problem is Yonkers infrastructure is not capable of handling this. 35 years ago, when I was looking at my house in the neighborhood, most of the houses had sump pumps because flooding existed. So again, Yonkers has got to fix that. Traffic issues. A whole place changing the timing on lights is not adding seconds into minutes and minutes into hours. It's just making it more inconvenient for the people who live on both sides of the highway. It's going to take them longer to get back and forth. The biggest problems, and I stated this several times before, is not exactly at the casino. It's a half a mile in either direction. If you go down the Bronx River Road anytime before the casino's even open, 8 o'clock in the morning, it's a traffic disaster. Yonkers has to do something. Maybe they should try to work out a deal with the Thruway Authority, add another exit and entrance somewhere along that way. That would remedy 90% of it, and maybe the county and getting the Bronx River Parkway an exit, because from 233rd Street all the way up to the Oak. Now, traffic is an issue.
Thank you very much. We're at time. Thank you very much.
Unit.
Speaker 19, Alan.
Good evening. I appreciate the opportunity to stand here before you and tell you about the great company I work for, MGM Resorts. I'm a lifetime resident in Yonkers, and I live at the Ludlow area. I've loved working at MGM Casino. Like so many of my colleagues, I have a long time employment at Empire. I'm celebrating my 18th year working at the property. When hired, I started off as a sous chef under MGM, got promoted to executive sous chef. Through tenure, I had the opportunity to work in Little Casino, which is our grab and go with fresh text theme, along with our food court, which is most of our patrons visit, and oversee our employee dining room where we prepare meals for our staff. In our employee dining room, all employees are entitled to one hot meal per shift worked, which is one of the benefits that MGM instituted for all our workforce. In addition to supporting our employees, I have seen how the company integrates into the supports of the community around it whether it's been through the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, packing backpacks for United Way, or providing parking areas for the great Yonkers St. Patrick's Day Parade. I'm proud what this company means to the community, and I truly hope that you agree for a full license. Thank you.
Can I please have speakers 21 to 25 line up? Speaker 20, Jerry, go ahead.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jerry Longarzo. It is my honor and privilege to be the Vice President of the Hyde Association of Southeast Yonkers. Our association understands the economic opportunities that the MGM expansion can bring to our entire city. We want Yonkers to thrive, and we welcome the jobs and the investment this project represents. Please remember, however, that the MGM casino is embedded in our community. On a daily basis, we will be confronting areas of concern: traffic congestion, flooding and infrastructure, public safety, noise. I will speak to each of these: traffic and local business. Both during and after construction, we expect more traffic on Yonkers Avenue and surrounding roads. You cannot put the Pacific Ocean through a straw. Without careful planning and street improvement, that congestion can undermine the quality of life while discouraging customers from visiting the small businesses that are the backbone of our community. The goal is to keep traffic moving so as to maintain our quality of life and enable those businesses to flourish, and that must be achieved. Flooding infrastructure. Heavy rain already strains drainage systems along Rybrook Road and the nearby streets of Abner Place, Hildreth Place, Maple Place, as well as areas of Yonkers and Kimball Avenues. We need a clear plan and a rock-solid commitment that the casino expansion does not worsen these conditions, but rather contributes to a long overdue improvements. Public safety. Public safety remains paramount. I recently spoke with Police Commissioner Sapienza about the promised additional sector car funded by MGM. He assured me that this dedicated car is a significant step forward. He explained how it will strengthen coverage around the casino and relieve the current patrols of the second precinct so they can better serve the residents across Southeast Yonkers. I heard him loudly and clearly, and I welcome this committee. I welcome this commitment. At this time, I stand here tonight and strongly urge our Yonkers Police Department to continue to be increasingly proactive and not reactive regarding what we believe will be the increasing policing needs of our community. Anticipate crime and/or service calls to exceed projections and be ready, willing, and able to add more police resources without delay. The motto of the Hyde Association is community builds safety, but the reverse is also true. Safety builds community. Quality of life depends upon community safety. If and when the casino expansion is reality, we will request additional police personnel as determined to be necessary. Noise in everyday life. Neighbors near Cumberland Drive and the surrounding streets are concerned about construction noise and long-term traffic sounds. They do not want to experience relentless, intrusive noise. Thoughtful mitigation, such as sound barriers and well-managed work schedules, must be in place to preserve the character of our neighborhood. Our position on the casino expansion is dependent upon our concerns being addressed with purposeful, substantial, and timely action. We want our community to receive the resources we need and deserve when it comes to public safety, flooding infrastructure, traffic, and noise abatement. We want our Southeast Yonkers community to fully share in the benefits that will be realized if the casino expansion occurs, but most definitely not shoulder alone the burdens of that expansion. Thank you for your attention and your commitment to a balanced solution that, while fostering the success of the MGM project, will maintain and enhance the quality of life of those of us who call Southeast Yonkers not just our neighborhood, but our home. Thank you.
Speaker 21, Kristen.
Good evening. Thank you so much. My name is Kristen A. Crage. I've been a resident of Yonkers, New York for over 25 years. I am an animal rights activist, having advocated for a low-cost spay-neuter clinic for over a decade now. I am against this city obtaining a full gaming license because that's my backyard. Yonkers used to be a city people could afford to live, work, and raise their families safely. Used to be are the operative words. We are no longer safe. There is no place in Yonkers that is affordable. I know this administration would have you believe that a casino will bring the promise of jobs. Didn't we get this same spiel with Lionsgate Films? Yet the wealthy are getting wealthier and the working class are forced to take whatever crumbs are thrown at us. Our mayor cares so much about us that he jacks up the cost of housing by continuing to cater to high-end corporations such as Lionsgate, and now with a full gaming casino. Jobs shouldn't be created from dangerous, morally bankrupt places such as a casino, which happens to bring its investors unchecked wealth. This administration doesn't care about gang life, mob life, drugs, prostitution, gambling, and alcohol addiction so long as they can profit off of it. They are creating more crime in our city while simultaneously profiting off of it and robbing our youth of a future. Kids are attracted to and engaged in all that I have mentioned because they'll make 50 times more at a casino running and or selling drugs than they will at a grocery store. They'll be lured into a life that's rooted in the promise of work and end up with them possibly in a body bag. That's reality. That is fact. That's what this administration glosses over. And why? Because the casino will set them for life at the cost of lives. We need to also care about our animal life. To not care about animals is to not care about women, children, LGBTQ plus people, and so on, engaging in yet another form of prejudice. We continue to build in the backyard of wild animals and then fault them for coming into our backyards for some sense of safety, food for their young, and shelter. Do not hurt these animals because elected officials continue to destroy their homes and then leave them with nowhere to go. On the domestic side, again, we need a low-cost spay neuter clinic because our animal life is suffering. This city should be holding those that are dumping unspayed, unneutered cats and kittens accountable by way of city cameras and hefty fines. Lastly, we need to practice what isn't practiced enough: kindness and compassion. We need to do this because we have practiced indifference, apathy, and greed for far too long. And all it's gotten us are sky high taxes and taken us further from each other instead of bringing us together. Again, I say no to a full gaming license for the casino.
Speaker 24, Sam.
Good evening. My name is Sam Mondesando, and I represent Rose Press, a local commercial printing company in the area. For the past 15 years, our family-owned business has had the privilege of partnering with Empire City. Before MGM's ownership, we worked with the Rooney family, another proud family-owned business deeply committed to the local community. When the sale to MGM was announced, we, like many local businesses, felt some trepidation. The Rooneys had always prioritized supporting neighbors, and we feared a large corporation might shift to outsourcing in the name of improving the bottom line. We quickly learned that would not be the case. From day one, MGM demonstrated a strong commitment to local partnerships. Their support has been a driving force in our growth, enabling us to invest in new equipment, expand our services, and create good-paying jobs for local residents. Beyond our own success, we have seen firsthand how MGM's presence has strengthened the community as a whole, fostering economic opportunity and stability for countless families and businesses. Transformational projects such as this never come without challenges, and some issues cannot be predicted in advance. But what sets successful ventures apart is how those challenges are met. And I have no doubt, based on MGM's track record, that they will be addressed with professionalism and accountability. While there will be some costs to this project, the benefits clearly outweigh them. This project will inject immediate energy into our local economy through construction, create over 2,000 permanent jobs, generate millions in new tax revenue, and provide a lasting boost to small businesses across the region. Additional tax revenue would continue to directly support our local schools, improving classrooms, expanding programs, and giving our children every opportunity to succeed. Strong schools attract families, and families help neighborhoods thrive. With increased investment, MGM can further transform the city into a destination, drawing visitors and encouraging new residents to make our community their home. There will always be questions when there are projects of this magnitude, but the one question I never want to hear answered is, what would we do without Empire City? The truth is, the project isn't just important, it's essential to the future strength and prosperity of our community. The vision is clear: long-term prosperity, stronger communities, and new opportunities for generations to come. In my opinion, the long-term benefits far exceed the challenges, and the challenges can be managed. The benefits will only help shape the future of Yonkers. Thank you.
Can I please have speakers 26 to 30 line up? Speaker 25, Sean.
I'm Sean Carey, a 60-year resident of Yonkers. I had the privilege of working at MGM for 6 years before I took another position. I am 100% behind this project. Thank you.
Speaker 26, Anthony.
I'm Anthony Marshall. I'm a resident of Yonkers, and I approve this project.
Speaker 27, Michael.
Good evening. My name is Mike Lankowski. I've been a Yonkers resident for over 40 years. I'm fully supportive of this project and looking forward to the money coming for the infrastructure. Thank you.
Speaker 28, Judith.
Good evening. Thank you for allowing us to speak. And I have to say, I'm a lifelong resident of Yonkers and very proud. Yonkers has been developing, and it is a stellar community that's on the way up. And I look to each one of you as having a responsibility, not only to make a decision that you'll make next week, but also I hope you take into consideration not only the well articulated comments that were here tonight and the last time we met, but I hope you look at how do we make sure that Yonkers continues to be a city that cares, that has quality of life for all. I have a concern for the immediate community that surrounds the 200 acres that are being considered. What is going to be put into place to make sure that their quality of life is not going to be negatively affected? I think we all have to have a historical look and a thoughtful look at gaming areas and what has been in the impact. And I do hope that you're taking this responsibility with a great deal of thought as you look layer by layer of the impact and how do we make sure that we have positive effect and not negative. Concern for young people who might get into a gaming habit, for people who might spend their money on gaming that they don't have enough of. There's a lot that has to be looked at. So I look forward to each one of you really making the right decision. I have more questions as far as what's going to happen if Yonkers gets it. I don't know why the gaming industry wouldn't give it to Yonkers, because Yonkers right now is a jewel in the making. It has the Hudson River Museum, it has Untermeyer's, it has Hollywood on the Hudson, and it has Phillips Manor. This would be the fifth jewel in Yonkers' hand. And I just look forward to all of you making the right decision. So as I said the last time, this is a renaissance in Yonkers and not a rape of Yonkers. Thank you very much.
Speaker 29, George.
Good evening. Thank you for this opportunity, and I respect everyone's opinion on, and especially the residents from the community. I represent 1,500 members of the Metallic Lathers Reinforcing Iron Workers. Been around since 1897. We've been developing projects throughout all New York City and Westchester County, Rockland County, Long Island. And in my 40 years as a member of the local, I realized the opportunities that it has given me as a union member and all the opportunities I had to work in different locations. And one of those locations happens to be in Empire City when they were introduced in the Racino. And I was able to work at that project there and provide for my family benefits and good paying job, good union paying job, which means the most. I believe that this project, if given the opportunity, which we shouldn't let go by, because we don't know what's going to be given to this property in the future. And this property is being introduced now to the community and to all the members that are going to be working there, future members that are going to be working there, especially the permanent positions. that it's going to be a great benefit to everyone. So I'm in favor of this project. Thank you.
Can I please get speakers 31 to 35 to line up, please? And speaker 30, Michael S.
My name is Michael Sondensky. I'm a resident of Yonkers. I'm 100% in favor of the project because that'd be beneficial to Yonkers. Thank you.
Speaker 31, Bill.
How are you? My name is Bill Regan. I live right down the way from here on First Street. I also walked over here tonight. I want to say thank you to the Community Advisory Committee for holding the public hearing and the residents of Yonkers who have been out over many months, years, weeks, the last few weeks, sharing their perspective on the project. I could probably talk a lot about the benefits, the proven success of MGM's projects in other regional markets like National Harbor or Borgata. I work at Empire City in marketing. I've worked there for over 13 years. So my story is a lot more personal. I met my wife here a few years ago. We're very lucky. While she worked at Eileen's Country Kitchen on McLean Avenue. Our families have roots here. We've been fortunate to meet a lot of friends and neighbors in this area. And we just are very thankful. We love the neighborhood. I was fortunate to be hired by the Rooney family before MGM acquired the casino. I've been similarly fortunate to continue my employment with MGM Resorts International. I've had the pleasure and opportunity to work with a lot of brilliant people as vendors, colleagues, customers. That's never been more true than it has been with MGM. If you want proof that MGM cares about employees and careers, look no further than me. Since MGM acquired us 6 years ago, I've been promoted from a coordinator to a manager, director, and executive director. I can assure you I was not an executive anything when I started my work with Empire. This hasn't come out without the support of MGM, countless individuals who have believed in me, shared their knowledge with me. I'm forever grateful to MGM and Empire City Casino for allowing me, my wife, to continue to work at a job I love, surrounded by this amazing community, the best food in the world. I don't want to leave New York. I want the city to think about the countless benefits in careers, entertainment, taxes, whatever it might be. MGM will commit to the success of the project the same way they have committed to the success of myself and a lot of the other individuals who have spoken here this evening. Thank you, everybody.
Is speaker 32, Anthony here? All right, speaker 33, Alexi.
Good evening, guys. My name is Alexei. I'm living in Yonkers. My family and I live in Yonkers more than 25 years. And my son paramedic, my wife is the teacher. And I'm union carpenter almost 20 years. And we build the schools, bridges, hospitals. And I hope we're gonna build a casino, me and my brothers. And I fully support this because it's income to our city. It's a job for our people. And why we can live better is better, live is the better, right? Thank you, guys. Have a nice evening.
Number 34, Michael.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Michael Doyley Sr. Been a Yonkers resident for over 15 years. I actually had the opportunity to work on the original Empire City project back in 2000, 2005, whatever it was. But I fully endorse the gaming license coming down here and the subsequent expansion that MGM is going to do. Thank you very much.
Can I please get speakers 36 to 40 to line up, please? And speaker 35, Joseph.
Good evening, Joseph D'Onofrio, lifelong Yonkers resident, 34 years, in full support of this project. Thank you.
Speaker 36, Don.
All right, my name is Don Foley, a lifelong resident of Yonkers, or how some of us older guys like to call it the Big YO. All right, I went to second grade school, Saunders High School. When I graduated, I was able to get into the Carpenters Union, the New York City District Council of Carpenters, where I still am employed today. Let's see here. Being in the union has given me a great opportunity and a great career for the past 40 years. A project like this will give other young people in Yonkers the opportunity to start their own careers in the building trades and hopefully raise their families in Yonkers like I've been able to do. I live in Florence Street by Cross County. I'm getting ready to retire. I'm not moving to Florida, the Carolinas. I'm staying here in Yonkers. This project will be able to make this city a better place to live, work, raise our families, and retire in. That's why I'm 100% fully for this project. Thank you very much.
Speaker 37, Nicholas.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Nicholas Nair, and I'm a proud member of the New York City District Council of Carpenters. As you leave here tonight and look at the Hillview Reservoir job, those are our members working on those pile driving rigs. So, I'm here to strongly support the MGM receiving a downstate casino license. MGM has committed to building this project with union labor, creating thousands of good paying jobs with benefits that working families can depend on. When the project is complete, it will also provide long-term careers in hospitality, operations, and maintenance. Jobs that keep opportunities right here in New York. On top of jobs, this license will generate new revenue for schools, infrastructure, infrastructure, and community programs, ensuring benefits are far felt beyond the project itself. MGM has proven to be the responsible partner for workers and communities, and the Carpenters Union is proud to support their license application. Thank you.
Speaker 38, Wesley.
How you doing? I'm Wesley Walsh. I lived on McLean, off McLean, bounced around Yonkers, and then for the full-blown Irish experience, I jumped across the border to Woodlawn, and that's where I'm at now. I also walked here from 235th Street, pretty darn close. I support the casino expansion. The planned expansion of the Empire City by MGM is a great opportunity for Yonkers. It will bring new jobs, add to the city's tax base, and draw more visitors who will spend money in our local businesses. In the long run, that means stronger services and a more vibrant community for all of us. Nearby businesses around Empire City report increased foot traffic and revenue, particularly on event nights, which helps strengthen the surrounding commercial community. Not to mention that almost 2,000 good-paying union construction jobs will be created, which will also contribute to the increased local business support. This is why I support the MGM Empire City expansion project. Thank you.
Speaker 39, Brian.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. My name is Brian Clark. I'm a homeowner at 76 Kimball Avenue, and I fully support the granting of a full casino license and expansion of MGM. Thank you.
Can I please get speakers 41 to 45 to line up? Speaker 40, Alice.
My name is Alice, and I'm speaking on behalf of myself and neighbors along Cumberland Drive. We live directly next to Hall Place exits 80 off 87 southbound, and we will be the ones mostly directly impacted if the MGM casino is granted a license. Our neighborhood is already overwhelmed with the traffic from cars missing the Hall Place exit and cutting through our side streets. These are small, narrow resident roads with no sidewalks, making it unsafe for families trying to enjoy their community. The addition of thousands of vehicles traveling to and from the casino will turn Hall Place and Cumberland Drive into dangerous thoroughfare. Congestion, noise, pollution, and late night activity will rob our neighborhood of its safety and peace. Public safety is another serious concern. While commitments have been made to add minimal police resources, the reality is that the casino brings large crowds and heavy vehicle flow late into the night that will strain emergency services and law enforcement, but the daily risks will fall directly on us, the residents who live here, not on visitors, developers, or decision makers who are not experienced these conditions after hours. It is important to acknowledge that many who support the project do not live in the neighborhoods most affected. Our community right here along Hall Place and Cumberland Drive will carry the burden of this decision while others reap the benefits from a distance. We are not opposed to growth, but we do not want a gaming license being granted. For this reason, I strongly urge city leaders and state regulators to deny the casino license and instead prioritize true community-focused development that supports the long-term health and safety of our neighborhood. Thank you.
Speaker 41, Matt.
Good evening. My name is Matt McSpedden, and I'm a lifelong resident of the city of Yonkers. I live at 70 Gateway Road. I am in full support of the new gaming license for the city of Yonkers. I've went through the public schools my entire life. My kids went to the public schools, and my wife teaches in the public schools. So to see those added benefits come to the schools, which are sorely needed, plus the revitalization of Yonkers as a whole, which is sorely needed. So for those reasons, I'm in favor of the project.
Speaker 42, Persing. All right, 43, Dorothy.
Good evening, council. Thank you. I had myself prepared to speak, but I decided to leave my notes in the car because I wanted to actually not make it sound like it was prepared. I've lived in Yonkers for 40 years. And a lot of people say that we're not from here. I was from North Yonkers, but I just 3 years ago invested in a home off McLean Avenue, right by Tibbetts. So with that, I told you that first. I have a child in public school, but now I want to tell you that I've been an employee of MGM and Empire City for 19 years. I have grown from a supervisor down to a manager, and I'm very proud of what I've seen MGM do. I was very nervous when I heard a corporation was taking over from the Rooneys, but I have learned and grown so much with them, and I see how much they care about the community. And I know that not everybody is going to agree with what we all have to say, but what I am saying is, as a single mother, I don't think that I would have been able to afford my home the way I have if MGM didn't come in. They have so much to offer, and if anybody doesn't realize, we have been a successful casino for 19 years. So not much will change if and when we're granted, which I fully support. I do believe that it is a good opportunity. And if I didn't think so as a resident before I told you that I was an employee, I would not have tried to buy a house on this side in the backyard of Empire City because I wanted to be closer to my job and able to be there when needed. I do fully support it, and I hope that you do, and I thank you for your time.
Speaker 44, Mariella.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mariella, and I've worked for Empire City Casino for just over a year and a half. However, I've been a resident of Yonkers for a lot longer. I went to St. John the Baptist Elementary School and Sacred Heart High School thereafter. I am a born and raised Yonkers girl and grew up just blocks from here. So needless to say, this project is close to home on all fronts for me, and I care about what happens to my home. Now, I'm not going to stand here before you and try to list all the positive things that can come out of Empire City being granted their Class 3 gaming license, because there are definitely way more qualified people in the room to do that. But I am going to share with you why I care about this from both lenses, Yonkers resident and Empire City employee. Over my time at Empire, I've learned that this company cares to grow and develop its employees, me being an example of this. I started working for Empire City as their special events coordinator in March of 2024. And in under a year, this past January, I was promoted to special events assistant manager. I truly feel that the avenues for growth are endless within MGM's network. Whether I stay in the casino marketing department or explore other opportunities in departments such as food and beverage or stewarding, I know this company supports my growth. When I was an undergrad, I learned a concept called corporate social responsibility. Some of you may be familiar with this term, but for those who aren't, it basically refers to a business that actually cares about what they're doing in the area where they're located and the people that they are impacting. As an outsider looking in, prior to me working for Empire, I never knew how pivotal community outreach is to the culture of MGM and Empire City. Now I do. During my time with this team, I've been presented with numerous opportunities to participate in giving back, from blood drives to our clean scoop competition, where we teamed up to make hygiene packages for local nonprofit organizations. I've also learned how competitive Empire City employees can be. And when you pair at times intense, but always friendly competition with a common purpose to help others, our reach can be endless. And our team at Empire City does just that. This is important to me because I love and appreciate that a company that profits so much from an area also cares immensely to give back to its people, Yonkers residents. I hope if you take away anything from what I've shared, it's that supporting the approval of Empire City getting its Class 3 gaming license will allow you to be a part of something that's bigger than just you and me.
Can speakers 46 to 50 please line up? This is speaker 45, Matthew.
Good evening, members of the Community Advisory Committee and my fellow neighbors. I'm coming to you today as a Yonkers resident, a proud Yonkers resident, and an employee at Empire City by MGM Resorts. Through my career, I have had the opportunity to work for 3 different hospitality and gaming companies, each hoping to be awarded one of the 3 downstate commercial licenses. I'm here to speak about my experience with MGM Resorts and why they are the best bet for the city of Yonkers and the state of New York. I started with MGM Resorts as an entry-level specialist. From the moment I started, I realized how much MGM Resorts has invested in the well-being and growth of its employees. I was able to complete trainings that gave me new skill sets, and I was mentored by seasoned hospitality gaming professionals that provided me guidance as I navigated my career. Most recently, MGM Resorts is supporting me in furthering my education by covering the cost of my master's program. With this support, I am learning the skills necessary to be a leader within our community and to uplift marginalized communities. My story is one of many that exists within Empire City Casino and throughout MGM Resorts International. By receiving a commercial gaming license, more of our neighbors will get to experience the same thing that I was able to experience. A company who is committed to their growth as well as the growth of their local community. With this, I fully support this license and I urge you to support it as well. Thank you.
Speaker 46, Bill.
Hi, my name is Bill Wilson, and I'm a 13-year resident of Yonkers, and I support MGM's Class 3 gaming license. I also work at Empire City as the entertainment manager, and I've been employed with the company for over 18 years. So yes, I am biased. I was hired in 2007 as a part-time sound engineer, and I continued to work 3 other jobs along with occasional gig work to make ends meet. Within my first 6 months at Empire, I was offered a full-time position that allowed me to quit all my other jobs and focus solely on my dream of working in entertainment. In 2014, I was promoted to entertainment manager, where I lead teams and do work. I was never, not only has Empire City given me a career, but has also transformed my personal life. I was a single man living with multiple roommates, and then I met my lovely wife, and we got married in downtown Yonkers. And now we have a lovely daughter who attends PS15, and we purchased a co-op in Northwest Yonkers. None of this would have been possible without a good paying job and an employer who invests in their employees the way MGM does. With expanded gaming comes greater opportunities for coworkers like mine and careers. And MGM has promised thousands of additional life-changing careers for the families of Yonkers that will catapult them into the middle class. MGM has invested in me, and now I ask you to invest in Yonkers residents by approving this license. Thank you.
Speaker 47, Sherry.
Hi, my name is Sherry Jadis. I'm a resident of Yonkers and I'm in favor of this project.
Speaker 48, Joe.
Good evening. My name is Joe Muya. I'm a Yonkers resident over 50 years, and I'm full-blown support for Yonkers Race Casino. Thank you.
Speaker 49, Stan.
Hi, my name is Stan Mearswa. I live on Valentine Street. It's over by St. John the Baptist. I've been 49-year-old lifelong resident of Yonkers. My daughter went to school in Yonkers. There's two reasons you need to vote in favor of this. One is the number of jobs that it will bring to the area. Having a 21-year-old daughter who is finishing up college, trying to find employment, has been heartbreaking. Her watching her for a year and a half to 2 years, not even get interviews, not even get callbacks. So the number of jobs that it's going to produce for our community is going to be great. The second reason is if you look at the history of casinos, these types of casinos, and the tax revenue that's going to come in, the millions of dollars that it's going to bring into this to further improve our city, further improve the infrastructure, and further have future development down the line, is just going to be great for our community. Thank you.
Can I please get speakers 51 to 55 to line up? And is speaker 50 available? Okay, speaker 51, Maximus. Oh, speaker 50, Neil.
My name is Neil Delarocca. I'm a 60-year resident of Yonkers. Live on David Lane. I'm fully support this project going to the track. Thank you.
Speaker 51, Maximus.
How are we doing, everybody, tonight? My name is Maximus. I'm a 20. Oh, any better? There we go. How are we doing, everybody, tonight? My name is Maximus. I've been a Yonkers resident for over 20 years now, and I'm sure we've heard plenty of all the great or negative things that this license may bring to the community. I want to speak on my perspective as not only someone who has, for the most part, recently been hired by MGM, but as someone who lives only a couple of blocks away from not only the casino, but this facility here. My family, we've been jumping around from place to place for many years until we finally decided to settle in Yonkers. Yonkers is an amazing community with very strong people. We have a very strong sense of connection over here. And that's why we ended up deciding to stay. I've been working under multiple different companies, and when I finally decided to have the opportunity to work at MGM, things very much changed for the better. I entered MGM as a valet supervisor, and I worked as that for 2 years. Then I proceeded to have the opportunity to join the MDP program, which is a management development program that the company offers. I was able to, through that, to be able to become an assistant manager in the cage department, and I've been there since. And one thing I have to say is that as a company and as you grow in said company and just the people that work there through the leadership, they are nothing but supportive, and they will constantly push you to grow and improve yourself. Myself an example of that. I am now very comfortable learning many new skills, and I'm able to apply for currently. And I also have the fluidity in the company to move around to whichever department I would like through that program and learn whatever skills and continue to better myself on a daily basis. This has allowed me as a young adult to not only purchase a property here in Yonkers, but be able to support my current family as best I can. So that being said, I hope you guys put this through thorough consideration as the next generation moving forward and all the opportunities that this license may provide us. And I'm in full support of this license.
Speaker 52, Ryan.
Good evening, everyone. Ryan Carey. I've been a Yonkers resident for the past 30 years, and this project has my full support. Thank you.
Speaker 53, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan Kyling. I live at 28 Fraser Place here in Yonkers, and I've lived here for the last 15 years, and I am for the project. Thank you.
Speaker 54, Michael.
I'm a resident of Yonkers. I live on Harding Avenue over off McLean Avenue by Rory Dolan's. I'm not against building. I'm from the building trades myself, the carpenters, all right? From the beginning, when you put the first pile, you're working your way out of a job. The same thing with putting the last piece of steel on the building. You're working your way out of a job. We should be thinking of bigger and better things. In the city of New York, they are looking for bigger hotels, a bigger casino, and bigger property buildings. The electricians, carpenters, and everybody be working on bigger properties. We don't have to be in Yonkers. We can look to bigger projects, bigger places. They're talking about the aqueduct, the racetracks, and the other places to be built, and not just in Yonkers. Because by the time when we're done, at the end of having this casino built in Yonkers, we don't know what Yonkers is going to be. We don't know what's going to be done. We know what's happened in Atlantic City after the casinos were built and everything was done and everybody walked away, and what it's like going down to Atlantic City now. You don't go to Atlantic City because it's not as good as it used to be, right? You go other places. You go to Mohegan Sun, but you're going to try to put something here in Yonkers and think that that's what's going to fix the problems in Yonkers? No, our elected officials didn't even want to come up here and talk, because why? They need voters to vote for them, right? The people that are here are the people that work for Empire City. They're not going to lose their jobs. They're only here to say, yeah, well, we want a bigger Empire City. Why don't we have something bigger in the city of New York other than Yonkers? You know, we in Yonkers, when this is all said and done, are the ones that live here, pay taxes. I live here, pay taxes. Is Yonkers going to lower my taxes? Is MGM going to lower my taxes? No, they're not. They're not. They're not going to help me. They're not. What are they doing? They're only going to change the city. We've watched New York City disappear, man, and it's been ruined because of the mayors and the things that goes on in the city. We want to not have it in Yonkers. Thank you.
Can I please get speakers 56 to 60 to line up, please? 56 to 60. This is speaker 55, Sean.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Sean Murphy. I'm a business agent with the New York City District.
Can you
Council of
speak closer to the mic, please?
How's that? My name is Sean Murphy. I'm a business agent with the New York City District Council of Carpenters. I live 6 blocks away from here, and the New York City District Council of Carpenters fully supports getting this license. Thank you. Have a good night.
Speaker 56, Gregory.
How are you? How are you? Good evening. My name's Gregory. I live on Kimball Terrace. I want to make it very clear that I oppose this mega casino development. There's 3 big issues. First one, I'd like to start off with, I'm a union man myself, and I see there's a lot of optimism surrounding the union building trades in the area getting work for this foreseeable future due to the casino. Keep in mind, those same jobs will be awarded to union labor in an area that is not a suburban community. A fraction of the workforce that would build that casino are actually Yonkers residents. If the casino goes to Flushing, the same labor trades will be there. I've lived directly behind this casino 28 years. Not once has anything improved. Late at night, glaring lights, screeching tires, they do all but keep me and my grandmother up at night. She's 82 years old. She moved here over 50 years ago. What was once a dream community has become a bit of a nightmare. The water issues we deal with have only gotten worse as the racetrack, from when it was the racetrack all the way to current day Empire City, nothing's been done to fix it. Every time it rains, every house on the street's got water in the basement. What do we expect them to do next? You drive by the casino, their lights are burnt out. They don't even change the light bulbs. They're going to fix the community. This project will directly benefit investors and politicians who's going to help push this along while they drag Southeast Yonkers homeowners through the mud. Send this gaming commission license to Queens.
Speaker 57, Helen.
Hi, my name is Helen McCullough. I live at 72 Hyatt Avenue. I'm ambivalent about this license. My husband is a union stagehand. He would love to see a 5,000 seat venue here. He'd walk to work, he'd walk home. But just as our previous speaker had said, there are things that have continued to be issues. The water in the basement for local residents, the light pollution, even when there's not an event that happens. It's pretty dramatic from where we are, a mile and a half away. It's nothing to say that the visitors and the workers that may come up from New York who jump the bus, who come up here. There's a lot of issues down by the 4 train when it comes to transit. That's in New York City. That's not your purview, but these are the people who are coming to your place. When you build the hotel, if that's your vision, it's the biggest hotel in this part of Westchester, correct? How many seats in that venue are going to stay at that hotel? Then you wonder, are they really going to visit the vendors who are on Yonkers Avenue, much less Central Park Avenue? If they do come, I have a lot of doubts about that. I would actually say consider the fact that there's a greater vision of the community that is at stake. When the mayor says, oh, we'll have extra money for the state, extra money for Yonkers, especially for education, when Empire City was established 20 years ago, they gave us the same song and dance. Have we seen really what has occurred? We're still waiting for the blossoms to come on this flower. I would ask you to really seriously consider. Thank you.
Speaker 58, Robert.
Hi, good evening, committee, and thank you for your time. I've been a Yonkers resident for several decades. My family, which is quite large, and almost everyone I talk to are huge advocates and supporters for the gaming license and for the expansion of the casino. Thank you so much.
Number 59, Francisco.
How you doing? I'm a Yonkers resident since 2015. I'm also a union member, Local 46 for the past 18 years, and I fully support this project. Thank you.
Can I please get speakers 61 through 65 to line up? Speaker 60, Pedro.
Good evening. Thank you for all letting us have a chance to have our voices be heard. My name is Pedro Chenier. I live on Park Hill and I'm a Yonkers resident. I'm a union carpenter working at the DAP at Hillside Reservoir, and I came tonight because I believe strongly in supporting Empire City's bid for the full casino license. As someone who's spent years in trades, I know firsthand how important steady, good-paying jobs are for working families. When a project like this comes to the city, it's not about new buildings going up. It's about creating opportunities that ripple through every corner of the community. All my union brother and sister carpenters, electricians, plumbers, and laborers will all benefit from the construction work, but that impact doesn't stop when the last beam is set or the last wall is painted. Once the doors open, there'll be ongoing jobs for people in hospitality, food service, security, maintenance, and countless other fields. This project means hundreds, if not thousands, of local residents could find work that puts food on their table and helps them build stability for their families. As a construction worker, I can tell you there's no better feeling than knowing that the work we do not only builds structures, but it builds the futures for our neighbors. Beyond the jobs, we should also think about what this license would mean for a city as a whole. Yonkers has a long history of being hardworking and resilient, but like any community, we need investment to keep growing. A full casino license will bring in visitors from all over, which means more customers for our restaurants, more business for our shops, and more activity in our neighborhoods. The added tax revenue can support schools, improve parks, and strengthen local programs that serve family, children, and the seniors. I want to emphasize this point. This isn't about just a casino. It's about creating a foundation for growth and opportunity. It's about showing that Yonkers is a place worth investing in, a place where people can build a career and raise a family and be proud to call home. As a resident, as someone who works with his hands every day, I could tell you projects like this change lives. They bring dignity, stability, and pride with our community. That's why I fully support Empire City Casino receiving a full casino license. I believe it will bring lasting benefits, not just for workers like me, but for every family in Yonkers. Thank you.
61, Joseph.
Joseph Ferrentos, 36-year resident of Yonkers, and I approve this project.
Speaker 62, Julie.
Everyone, I'm Julie. My viewpoint on the casino expansion and all of this is well documented. So I'm going to keep this very brief. Obviously, we are not, as residents of the surrounding neighborhood, opposed to progress. There has to be investment in Yonkers. There has to be growth in Yonkers. And I do not oppose the expansion of Empire City into a modern age, full service, full gaming casino. My opposition lies, however, with the construction of a 5,000 seat concert venue arena. First, there is no need for a concert venue in a residential area. with Madison Square Garden, Barclays, Radio City Music Hall, Westchester County Center, UBS Arena, the Meadowlands, and a large assortment of concert spaces in Manhattan, such as Hammerstyle Ballroom, Sony Hall, Pier 59, Terminal 5, Carnegie Hall. I can go on. There are many venues for concerts, and there's no need to create a large venue like that in a strictly residential neighborhood. Second, as a result of having a prospective concert venue, I believe, and I think that most reasonable minded people believe, obviously is going to attract large crowds into, again, a residential neighborhood. This in turn will cause all kinds of negative impacts on the residents of 10704. Not the people who are resident of Yonkers. I'm talking about the people who are residents here in 10704. Okay. And those negative impacts are self-evident on the surrounding neighborhoods. Quality of life, peace and tranquility are out the door. The character and nature of our neighborhood will forever be changed. Okay. It's great to think about the short-term benefits, but we have to think long-term. We can't be short-sighted, and we cannot lack compassion for the people who live here. We have to have a balanced approach. It's great to have jobs. It's great for the future progress. But what about the people who live there? What about the noise? What about the rats that are going to be coming up from the construction? What about the increased crowds that will bring with it a myriad of problems, including drug use, okay, violence? How is public safety for the residents going to be impacted? These are all things that have to be thought about. This is not something that can be thought about with a singular focus of the lens of we're creating jobs and investment and tax revenue in Yonkers. People invested in Yonkers to live here. People in 10704 chose that neighborhood for a reason. There's no opposition to expanding the casino itself. It makes sense. However, I ask that you be thoughtful and intentional as to why is it necessary to have a 5,000 seat arena in a residential neighborhood.
Speaker 63, Danette.
Thank you and good evening. My name is Danette Jordan Woods, and I'm the Executive Director of Human Resources at MGM Empire City Casino. I'm honored to speak to you tonight as we respectfully seek your approval for MGM Yonkers to receive one of the available licenses. Now, I'm a Bronx girl at heart, but my relationship with this property spans my entire lifetime. My father was passionate about horse racing, and I have vivid memories of him waking me up singing the iconic that was the call that I got every morning. As a young adult, I spent many days at the Westchester County Fair, and becoming more and more familiar with Yonkers, I decided to call Yonkers home for the last 25 years. Who would have ever imagined that I would return to the very property, not as a guest, but as a member of the team that opened the property that we now proudly call Empire City Casino, MGM Yonkers. As a day one employee, note, I will celebrate 20 years next year. I've been fortunate to grow both personally and professionally with this organization. I've witnessed firsthand the incredible transformation of the property and have had the privilege to work alongside deeply dedicated team members, including many of our union partners, some of whom are here tonight. MGM Yonkers is not just a business, it's a committed community partner. We invest in our people, we invest in our neighborhoods, and we believe in the future of Yonkers. As an employee, I'm excited about what this license would mean to the property, the jobs, the growth, the long-term stability of the organization. But as a resident, I'm equally as excited. This is personal for me. This means enhanced opportunities, improved amenities, and an even brighter future for the place that I call home. I respectfully ask that you give your full and fair consideration to our application and that you grant MGM Yonkers a license, not just for what we've done, but what we are already planning to do. Thank you.
Can speakers 65 to 70 please line up? 65 to 70. This is speaker 64, Fred.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. My name is Fred Torres. I am a resident of Runyon Heights, right here in Yonkers, Moultrie Avenue, a little up the road, right? But I feel it's unfair to say that if I don't live in this neighborhood, in this zip code, that I shouldn't have a say of what goes on, right? In a project that could affect my kids that I've raised here for just under 20 years, right? It's unfair to say that, right? We volunteer in all of Yonkers. I got my kids volunteering, doing community service, right here in Yonkers. And I've learned that through my union, right? Local 3 has given me a great opportunity. They teach me how to give of myself, right? It's not just construction. We're not just, we build the building and that's it. We walk away. No, we're part of this community, right? We march every year in the St. Patrick's Day parade right here on McLean. We're a part of this community. So to say that we don't have a say of what gets built here is unfair. Okay. So I approve this, and I hope you take that into consideration, and I hope you approve this project.
Speaker 66, Regina.
My name is Regina. I live in the Lincoln Park section of Yonkers, which is right.
Can you speak a little closer to the mic, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Regina, and I live in the Lincoln Park section of Yonkers. I live right off the Deegan exit for the casino. And I just wanted to talk about two really quick things. The first thing that I want to say, everyone here is they're proud Yonkers residents. I am too, but I am also a homeowner. I've lived in my home for 25 years, and I just recently paid it off. So I'm very interested in what happens in my community. And let's talk about current state. We're all talking about the future. Let's talk about current state. Let's talk about right now. So what I would like to do is I would encourage all of you on the panel, when you have time, is to go over and spend some time on the intersection of where the Deegan gets off at Hall Place. So when you come off the Deegan, which is owned by the state, the exit also owned by the state, there's a set of lights there. There's 5 lights, 3 lanes. Did you see what I did? I did this, 3 lanes. So very confusing. The 3 lights on the right-hand side are for the southbound service road, which is owned by the county. Okay, so we have the state, we have the county. The 2 lights on the left-hand side are for the exit. Again, very confusing. And I want you to go and I want you to look at the lights. The 2 lights for the exit are the one of the lights like kind of is in between the 2 lanes. So people are making left-hand turns when they think that they have the green light, and they actually don't have the green light. And I'll tell you what happens. There's accidents. And what do we do in my neighborhood? We look at each other and we say, where's the kids? Where's this one? Where's that one? Because these accidents happen all the time. This is current state. I've written multiple emails to the city, to the county, to the state about this known safety risk, and nothing has been done. And, initially I was like, oh, like I'm working with 3 different entities. Like if each of them does like kind of a half-assed job, we'll get something at least, and nothing has been done. This is current state. So we hear about all of this thing about community and, the casinos worried about the community. They're not even addressing known safety concerns from the community. And also, I also would like to mention, we need more than just 2 cops and 1 car.
Yeah, okay. Fine.
Is Speaker 67 next? Mildred.
Good evening. My name is Mildred Blanco, and I am proud to call Yonkers my home. I've lived here in Yonkers on and off while working in New York City. I returned for good over 2 decades ago. When I returned, I lived just off of McLean on Parkway North, then just across the street of Empire on Crotty Avenue. before finally purchasing my own home just a mile away from Empire City Casino, where I've been working for nearly 15 years. My children and my siblings also live in Yonkers. Yonkers is my forever home. As a longtime resident, I'm not just excited about the future of Empire City, I am fully behind it. First and foremost, it is about the opportunities it brings to Yonkers. It will create approximately 2,500 well paying jobs for our local community. These jobs will foster opportunities that will change lives and help stimulate our economic growth. As a single parent, having the chance to work within my own neighborhood has been life changing. It allowed me to safely get my children on and off the school bus or drop them off myself. I could align my lunch break with school dismissal, ensuring I was present for the moments that matter the most. Empire City has given me financial stability and dependable income my family needed. Moreover, MGM has invested in my professional growth, offering valuable development opportunities that have helped me build a meaningful career. I have received invaluable mentorship and consistent support. As a result, like many of my colleagues, I've experienced growth and well earned promotions. Knowing that you can advance professionally without constantly changing your job, the place you work in, the place you call home, is both empowering and deeply fulfilling. It is a clear sign you are truly a valuable part of a team. MGM is committed to investing in all of Yonkers. Not only are they investing in their employees, elevating their internal space with dining establishments, but they will also transform the outside, creating beautiful and lush greenery that will truly enhance our curb appeal. In addition to investing in us inside and out, they will also invest in our very own city roads, water lines, and traffic technology. This to me is clearly a win win. Thank you for your time.
Speaker 69, Orlando.
Good evening, everyone. I stand here as a lifelong Yonkers resident, and I'm currently a apprentice for the IBEW, working at the Hillview Reservoir. And I know a project like this is something that we're going to need a lot of people for a long period of time to work on. I know it's going to provide plenty of hardworking jobs for the community, not just here in Yonkers, but also all around in Westchester. So I believe that we should get this casino license and we should help build up Yonkers and help build a future for all of us. Thank you.
Can I please get speakers 71 to 75 to line up? Speaker 70, Phyllis.
Good evening, all. My name is Phyllis Toohey. I'm a member of Lincoln Park Taxpayers Association, 50-year resident of Yonkers, 40 of them in the host community of Lincoln Park. I am in favor of jobs and increased tax base and general benefits this project will provide, and it seems that these are 100% guaranteed. But I am also in preservation for the host communities not being negatively impacted by flooding, crime, traffic, pollution, litter, and the degradation of our quality of life. I have not heard a 100% guarantee on these issues, only weak assurances. As part of the project, I would hope that monies would be put in escrow for future events. If something occurs to our community, our residents, and the surrounding areas, if that includes the increase in security for the police, which we were promised 2 cars, we are not now told it's only 1, so everything vacillates back and forth. Leaves me to wonder, where do we stand? Where do we stand? Okay, if a 100% guarantee can't be given to the host communities who will be the impacted ones, not people who get the jobs, who don't live here, don't surround here, then I'm opposed to the full gaming license. I want a 100% guarantee. Okay, construction jobs are temporary. These people won't be here years from now, but our homes will, and we will be affected. All right. What is voted on today affects our future community. I also have a question for MGM, which is concerning to me. Okay, all of the planning I've heard is developing the front end of this project. Will MGM be subdividing or selling off any part of this site after this? Okay, I would want to see a deed restriction covenant in place to never allow them to subdivide this site and develop with housing or whatever. So, thank you very much for listening to me.
Speaker 71, Michael.
Thank you. Good evening. I oppose this because this is nothing more than a bad deal for the host community. My name is Michael Pineda, and I am a lifelong resident of Yonkers. I live just blocks away from the casino, so I know exactly how this will affect me, my neighbors, and our daily lives. This is in our backyard, not anyone else's. Outsiders don't carry the burden that we do. I work in the Bronx as a first responder, and when I come home, it's always been a relief. Safer, quieter, but crime is spreading across the border, and adding a 5,000 seat arena with a full casino here will overwhelm an area that is already stretched thin. I oppose because even though we are promised 2 police sector cars, which now I'm hearing 1, it's still not enough. We needed those years ago, and with an arena this size, it will be even further behind. I oppose because traffic is already a nightmare. I sat stuck on Central Avenue by the roundabout, buses and cars blocking everything, both sides, north and southbound, on a Monday afternoon. Think traffic will get better is ridiculous. When thousands of cars pour out after concerts, it will be chaos. I oppose because we already see the problems creeping in. We now have 3 dispensaries open or in progress within a 3-mile radius of this casino. This district is getting filled up, and that clientele mixed with casino crowds, we're looking at more drugs, crimes, and more problems right here in our streets. I oppose because, to me, the Community Advisory Committee is riddled with conflicts of interest. Too many members here are tied to the administration and developers, and what's in the best interest of City Hall is not what's best for us. I oppose because local businesses are concerned. They know they won't be chosen for the so-called benefit money. That funding will go to carefully selected businesses while the rest are left behind. I oppose because our area is already overwhelmed and there's no real plan to ease the burden. I oppose because there is no guarantee that jobs will stay within Yonkers. We will carry the impact while the benefits are shipped elsewhere. I oppose because the threat to lose the casino if they don't get the license will lose so much tax revenue. It's nothing but a scare tactic. The simple fix is stop handing out so many tax abatements, stop raising politicians' salaries. Then we wouldn't be forced to rely on a casino to survive. And I oppose because we've been here before. When Empire came in, taxes went up every single year since, and nothing got better. Empty promises then, empty promises now. I oppose because casinos don't raise property values, they lower them. Quality of life suffers, crime rises, and families move out. Yonkers should be for the people of Yonkers, not used up and sold out to others. This matter will no doubt affect our neighborhood forever, and not in a positive way. Thank you.
Speaker 73, Nicole.
Good evening. My name is Nicole Erico, and I'm a lifelong Yonkers resident and proud graduate of the Yonkers public school system back when the schools were promised large increases in tax revenue from the first go-around. I have spoken at many of these meetings to express the concerns of our community regarding the expansion of MGM Casino. And honestly, it's exhausting coming up here, speaking in hopes that anyone will truly hear our voices. I oppose this casino expansion for many reasons, many of which have been said. Regardless of how it's presented, this project is in a residential area, a neighborhood that already suffered when Empire was bought the first time. We experienced terrible traffic, long waits at red lights, which will only get worse, crumbling infrastructure, unpaved roads, littered streets, and rising crime. The community didn't get anything then, our schools still suffered, and crime still continues to affect our neighborhoods. Second, the Community Benefits Agreement offers little to nothing for the communities most directly impacted. A library, 2 sector cars, things that were already promised and needed years ago. Other casinos are offering parks, mental health support, land preservation, and real investments. In contrast, what are we offered? The beautification of the streets and the storefronts, an illusion that fails to address the real problems in our neighborhoods. Where is the mental health support? How are we going to support our most vulnerable residents? How are you going to combat people in distress after having a bad night at the casino to ensure their and our health and safety? Yonkers prides itself on its unique character and sense of community. Why are we selling out and commercializing our city? We are not LA or Vegas. A massive 5,000 seat arena the size of the county center is not needed. A 300 comfort seat dinner theater like the old Westchester Broadway Theater would serve our community far better by preserving our city's unique character and providing entertainment without overwhelming our streets and neighborhoods. We were once a city that embraced hometown and homegrown talent. It's time to bring that culture back. We don't need concerts hosting major shows like Taylor Swift or Bruno Mars. Let's grow our own talent here in Westchester. We deserve thoughtful, meaningful investment, not projects that prioritize corporate profits over residents' quality of life. I urge you to listen to the people who live here and to protect the character, safety, and future of Yonkers. Thank you.
Speaker 74, Rose.
I'm for Yonkers Casino. I've been going to Yonkers Casino since day one they opened up. I had no problem with the traffic. I had no problem. They got good security in there, and it's a place for senior citizens to go. It's a playground. They could go there, and they get good paying jobs for people that can't go to college, and the school system for Yonkers will benefit. So I applaud it.
Can we get speakers 76 and 77 to please line up?
Let me just make a brief announcement first. We're down to the last 3 speakers, I believe. So if there's anyone else that has not spoken at the last public hearing or has not spoken tonight and would like to speak, you can still go outside and sign up. Otherwise, we'll be closing the hearing as soon as these speakers are done.
Thank you. Speaker 75, Danny.
Good evening. My name is Danny Benadir. I'm a lifelong Yonkers resident. I fully support the Empire City Casino project. Thank you.
Speaker 76, Joe.
Hello. Good evening. My parents bought a house in Yonkers in 1972, which is in walking distance from this school. I bought the house from them right before the pandemic, and I oppose the expansion of the casino for a couple of reasons. My parents moved out of New York City because they wanted a quiet residential neighborhood with a community, not a lot of volume, not a lot of traffic, things of that nature. I already have seen it increasing, and I think this will just add to that. That's reason number one. Reason number two is I think a lot of residents would probably oppose this, people that I speak to. I think it's a little strange seeing a lot of the people in favor of the expansion being here on behalf of their, they're here because they're workers. And who knows, a lot of places you get told to do something by your boss, you do it. But many of them may not live in this immediate vicinity as we do. So those are my thoughts on the matter. Thank you.
Speaker 77, Scott.
Hello, my name is Scott Ratliff, and I've been a resident of Yonkers for the past 3.5 years. I truly love living here. Yonkers and Westchester County as a whole have provided me with the culture and community that so many of us are looking for in life. I'm here today to speak from personal experiences about MGM Yonkers and MGM Resorts, not just as an employer, but as a committed partner to this community. I've worked at MGM Empire City for the 3.5 years and with MGM Resorts for a total of 9 years. My boss did not tell me to be here. Let me start by saying this. I believe in this project. I believe in what it can do for Yonkers, for Westchester County, and for the people who live and work here. I also believe in my colleagues, people who worked incredibly hard to design a project that's thoughtful, balanced, and puts the community first. MGM Resorts and Empire City Casino have shown time and again that they care about their employees. They offer things like continuing education, mentorship, career development, and support programs to help people grow, not just as workers, but as people. And it's not just about promotions. They offer real help when it matters most, like the Employee Emergency Grant, which provides support during unexpected life events. For those aiming higher, there are programs like tuition reimbursement, student loan assistance, and the College Opportunity Program. And if college isn't your path, they offer in-home training, in-house training, and leadership development too. Personally, I have felt that support. My leadership team has believed in me, and because of their encouragement, I have grown both professionally and personally. Over the last 9 years with MGM Resorts, I've been able to triple my compensation. That kind of growth is rare these days, especially in a world where people often feel they have to jump from job to job to get ahead. But MGM also invests beyond its employees. They invest in the community. They support local causes through charitable giving, employee volunteer programs, and the MGM Resorts Foundation. They organize volunteer events, match employee donations, and even reward staff with microgrants just for giving back to their communities. Having worked for MGM in 3 different states and at 4 different casinos, I've seen firsthand how committed they are to local needs and how consistently they show up. And beyond that, MGM Empire City has already pledged $1.5 million annually, initially, and $500,000 each year after to directly support this community. That is a real investment in Yonkers. In closing, I want to say this clearly. I fully support MGM Empire City's application for a full gaming license because it's the right thing to do, the right thing for Yonkers, the right thing for Westchester County. Thank you.
Okay, we don't have anyone else signed up, so we're finished. I want to thank everyone who came out. Remind you that this committee will be meeting next Thursday to vote on the application to possibly move it through to the next stage in the process. And thank you to everyone who took the time to give us your opinion tonight.